Welcome to the podcast. We have returned for another little foray into the films of Emma Stone. If I sound a little congested, it's because I am, because I've been sick for the past week. But I feel decent enough to record something, so here I am. This week we have Zombieland, but just the first one because it was on Netflix and I saw it, so I said, "Oh, I'm gonna watch this." And it's fun. It's clearly going for something, and it is an enjoyable 90 minutes, and that's all it really needed or expected from it. It's pretty apparent it's gonna be what it is from the opening montage, where it's just all the zombie stuff happening. You're like, yep, this is just a zombie movie with a little bit of quirkiness, a little bit of character, which is fine and enjoyable. But I also kind of thought that Jesse Eisenberg was a bit annoying in the beginning, which is like kind of the point because he's supposed to be like super neurotic and anxious about everything. He's got all his rules, but I was like, man, you are incredibly annoying. And then I find out he's a gamer playing World of Warcraft, and I'm like, okay, your actions are now justified. I understand. Let's move on with our lives. If I sniffle a bunch too, it's because I'm sick. I'm trying not to, but it is inevitable. Anyways, Jesse Eisenberg is fun. Once you kind of get over how annoying he is, he's a fun little awkward guy who just wants to find love in the zombie apocalypse. I think I just described like 20 different movies of that one. And that love interest is our good pal Emma Stone, who, in my opinion, is not rocking the best look of her career. There are definitely people that are into it, and I can very clearly see the people that would be into it, but it is not I. It's not like the worst. I'm just like, yep, I don't like that. Plain and simple. Which is whatever. She's in enough movies I don't need to care that much about this one, but she's just there. She's the main love interest, but this is also Quick 90, which means that she is not the most developed character in this. Her main thing is just, oh, I have trust issues. And I'm like, yep, you sure do. But the turnaround between when they're like adversaries, what isn't quite the right word, but close enough, where it's Emma Stone, the little sister character, and then Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson. They're like, oh, I hated you. Which is unfair because the sisters in the movie do try to scam them and do scam them twice. But side note to this, I'm also like, why would you try and scam other people? Like, just be friends. If you're only 4 people left on Earth, you could be pals instead of just being annoying and rude to each other. But that's just my stance on the matter. But then all of a sudden, they're pals again, and that's fine. I need a little core group for the one. I had already seen this, but I forgot that it was so short. I thought it was a longer one, mainly because I assume like every movie now is like 2 hours, 2 hours 15, whatever. But I'm always glad for another 90-minute movie. It is my dream to be only watching those. But the fun part of this one comes mainly just from the atmosphere of it all. The shot composition, the cinematography, the score, the characters. It's all just meant to be a fun, not taking the piss out of, but allowing someone to have fun in the zombie apocalypse instead of just like the doom and gloom that presents it so much, like in things like Train to Busan, where it's just constant. Everybody's gonna die. This is crazy, hectic. Whereas Zombieland feels much more chill, but the characters also feel a lot stupider. Where I'm like, I don't know how you've survived this long. Because the main goal of Emma Stone and this her sister, whose name I'm forgetting, is that they want to go to a place without zombies, which is an amusement park in California. Which the first part of that, I'm like, yeah, cool, go to the place where there are no zombies. But I'm also like, this is California. I don't believe there are no zombies there. But then the second part is where the characters are kind of just stupid. It's understandably stupid because you see the theme park and you're like, I want you to be a kid again. But when they get there, they turn on all the stuff in the amusement park, which, it's an amusement park. It's loud. There's music playing. There are things happening. It's almost like it's meant that way. So naturally, all the zombies come by to, hang out, do a little gaming themselves. Because they heard a very loud noise and bright lights from halfway across the town. And they're like, oh, time to go, boys. So not their best thought to do. I understand the reasoning. Just need that one extra second to be like, oh yeah, maybe the noise will attract all the zombies, and whatever barricade is in place is not enough to stop them. Because they could just zombie ladder or climb, as they do in every movie. Sorry to sniffle. But the other fun part of this is just in some of the things people say or do, where it's like Jesse Eisenberg eating his shirt, and I'm like, sir, please stop that. That's disgusting. Or one where Tallahassee, Woody Harrelson's guy, starts a conversation with, I've never hit a kid before, and I went, sir, you don't ever start a conversation with, I've never hit a kid before. Because it's like, where are you going with that? What are you cooking in there, sir? Because it's nothing good. I can't think of that line, like, look at it and be like, sir, what did you think was gonna, like, I have no words for what you were going to say after that is going to be good. Which I'm pretty sure it's just that the kid who has spent probably a little while of their life in a zombie apocalypse and is not super focused on things that came out decades before they existed knows about. But the last half of this is just kind of where it gets the most fun. The beginning, setting it all up, I'm like, this is enjoyable enough, but it's not the greatest thing I've ever seen. I appreciate that it exists. It's fun. It's quirky. But it's not the greatest movie ever. It's fun that Bill Murray's in this. He's just kind of there. I forgot he was in it. But I'm just like, sir, what are you doing here? Because I wouldn't think to go to Bill Murray's mansion if I was in a zombie apocalypse and looking for a safe place to go. Like, I'd go find the one celebrity. Honestly, I would go to Woody Harrelson's house, to be completely honest. Because he seems like a guy who would have things to protect you in a zombie apocalypse. But I guess it would also be in Texas, which I imagine... Well, actually, I think it'd probably be pretty well handled for a zombie apocalypse, considering you can just carry a gun there with no rhyme or reason, just because you want to. But that's just my opinion. But it's a fun time. And, that's enough. It ends, and they go off. I haven't seen Double Tap. Really, I thought it was going to be on Netflix with the first one, and I was going to double feature them, but it's not. So I didn't watch it. But I'm also like, I don't really... If I wasn't doing a podcast on them all, I wouldn't watch it, basically, because it doesn't seem like something I would particularly enjoy. But, it's fine. I'll get there eventually. I'm glad he gets his Twinkies at the end. I'm glad they did an amusement park for the final shootout. It's a good, fun little place to do it, even if the circumstances by how it happens is kind of dumb. But You know, I just wanted more zombie ladders. That's really what I wanted. I just think that's the funniest thing to put in zombie movies. Stuff like the World War Z ones. Or like the Train to Busan ones. But instead, these are just zombie guys who are varying degrees of human still, and that they're all zombies, but like some seem to be smarter than others. And my last point is rip Bill Murray in this, but also he dies because he wants to play a prank on a guy who's very paranoid and anxious, and then is like, "Dude, you shot me," when he shoots him. And it's like, yeah, obviously the guy who's super paranoid about being attacked by a zombie every waking moment of his life is going to shoot the guy who looks like a zombie. I don't know what you were cooking there, but it was a dumb idea. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Zombieland. I don't know when I'll watch the next movie. I'm running out of the ones that are on streaming services. So it means I'm going to have to start spending money soon.